In an era of noise and anxiety, we often get caught up in the vortex of negative thoughts and relationships that poison the soul. However, there is one key that is often overlooked: solitude. Let us find peace in solitude, discarding the unnecessary with the principle of Stoicism. For example, Marcus Aurelius taught that the happiness of life depends on the quality of our thoughts. Therefore, let's remove negativity, deal with toxic relationships, and forget unhealthy habits. Together, we will explore 7 things to remove from our lives, finding true inner peace by applying the principles of Stoicism. I invite you to dive deep into this discussion, as through this process, we will achieve greater happiness. Let's get started. 1. Negative thoughts about self. On the path to inner peace, an important first step is to break away from negative dialogue about oneself. Sometimes our minds become a place for destructive conversations filled with criticism that undermines self-esteem and stunts personal growth. However, we have the power to change this narrative. As the famous philosopher Marcus Aurelius once expressed, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." This reminds us that our thoughts have the power to shape our reality. Therefore, it is imperative that we choose thoughts that are empowering rather than those that are detrimental to our progress. To overcome negative thoughts about oneself, the first step is to raise awareness of the negative thoughts themselves. When we begin to realize their presence, we can replace them with positive affirmations and self-love. This is an important step in the journey towards true personal growth. By detaching ourselves from harmful thought patterns, we open the door to greater strength, resilience, and self-love. 2. Toxic relationships. Removing toxic relationships is an important step towards true happiness. Often we get stuck in relationships that bring drama and unhappiness, draining our energy and disrupting our well-being. However, deciding to let go of soul-poisoning relationships is a bold step that frees you to grow and thrive. When we choose to surround ourselves with individuals who provide support and inspiration, we make space for positive energy to flow in our lives. Setting strong boundaries and prioritizing our well-being are concrete actions to ensure that we live in an environment that supports growth and inner peace. Remember, we deserve relationships that enrich our lives and bring us closer to the best version of ourselves. By severing toxic relationships, we open the door to greater happiness and more meaningful relationships in our lives. 3. Comparison. In a sea of competition, we often fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others, creating a wave of feelings of lack of confidence and self-dissatisfaction. However, the truth is that every individual has a unique journey and different potentials. As we learn to embrace our uniqueness, we will find beauty in diversity. It is not the achievements of others that should be the benchmark, but rather our own achievements and the journey we have taken. When we understand this, we will free ourselves from the burden of external judgment and find satisfaction in personal progress. Perhaps the greatest philosophy in life is not about outperforming others, but beating the best version of ourselves. So, let's stop the unhealthy comparisons and start appreciating our own uniqueness and personal progress. That's the key to finding inner peace and achieving true happiness. 4. Regret and guilt. The burden of regret and guilt are emotional shackles that prevent us from achieving true inner peace. As humans, we are not free from mistakes, but getting stuck in the recycling of negative memories is only self-defeating. Forgetting the past is impossible, but forgiving yourself is the first step towards freedom. Every mistake is a valuable teacher, not a burden to be carried throughout life. By freeing ourselves from regret and guilt, we open the door to personal growth and true peace of mind. Let's face the future with our heads held high and our hearts full, because in every mistake lies a valuable lesson that helps us grow and evolve into the best version of ourselves. 5. Unhealthy habits. A healthy life is the key to achieving true well-being. However, we often get entangled in unhealthy habits that are detrimental, such as being addicted to excessive drinking, smoking, or overindulging in food. This is not only detrimental to our body, but also to our soul. It's time for us to break free from the shackles of these destructive habits and replace them with a healthier lifestyle. Changing unhealthy habits is not easy, but it is very important. Try to find healthier alternatives, such as exercising, meditating, or pursuing creative hobbies. Join communities that support your growth and health, and look to them as a source of inspiration. We only have one body and one soul. Let's take better care of it together, give up harmful habits, and live a more meaningful and energized life. 6. Material things. On the path to true inner peace, it is important to break free from the shackles of obsession with material goods that do not provide true happiness. Sometimes we get caught in the trap of being consumptive, constantly seeking more, only to realize that material wealth does not always equate to true happiness. It's time to adopt a minimalist lifestyle, letting go of everything that doesn't bring true joy and only adds to the burden of life. By practicing the principles of minimalism, we can reassess our consumption habits and consciously choose only those items that bring joy and value to our lives. Let's free ourselves from the burden of excess together, focusing on real relationships, valuable experiences, and meaningful personal growth. By doing so, we can find true peace in simplicity and appreciate wealth that is more lasting than mere material goods. 7. Social media addiction. Why are we constantly dragging ourselves into an endless virtual world? Social media, a world where we seek validation and connection, unknowingly robs us of our precious time. But it's time to change this pattern. We need to break free from the confines of social media that binds us. Instead of relying on it, let's focus on real relationships and activities that bring us true happiness. As we step out of the hypnotizing digital realm, we will find true peace in real, living moments. Let us together knit back the threads of human interaction that have been severed by technology addiction. By recognizing its negative impact and taking steps to limit it, we can reclaim our time, energy, and inner peace. Be the architect of your own life, not a cyber dweller constantly lulled by digital distractions. In closing, the wise words of Epictetus remind us, the good life is a simple, wise, and happy life. Let us continue to strive for simplicity, be wise in our choices, and find true happiness within. I invite you to join the journey to inner peace by removing the unnecessary and redirecting focus to the things that really matter. Share this video with those you care about and support by liking and subscribing so we can continue to share inspiration. Question for you. What is the first step you will take to break free from the confines of social media and find true peace in real moments? I look forward to your answers and comments below. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next video.